How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Lucid. It ended up pulling back a little bit on the day, but we could see there's a lot of demand in the market for shares considering all the volatility that we have been going through, and this stock has been showing a lot of strength. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is a technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be getting into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for Lucid. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $41.72, being down 0.62%. On the low, it tested $40.43, and then on the high, testing $43.17. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 44.175 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 40.751 million shares. So we ended up having above average volume on the day, but we have to keep in mind it was very volatile and Lucid was able to hold itself up very well. Now, when we take a look at a chart, which is a daily chart, we can see from the RSI down below, it was right around 53.10. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we have strength above the 200-day, the 100-day. We did finish below the 50-day, but we do have strength above the 21-day EMA closing at $41.72. So one of the things that I want to bring to your attention right away, the chart is looking very bullish. We have formed higher lows for the past 3 trading days, and this is exactly what you want to see. So going into tomorrow, we want to see Lucid actually get past that resistance at $43.17 where it had today. So gaining momentum above the 50-day. If it's able to do this, this is where we can look forward to seeing that move going to 44 and then essentially getting to around 45 where I can see us having some resistance. Now for the bearish case scenario, if it decides to pull back, then I'm going to want to see some strength holding up right here above the 21-day EMA at $40.05. On the day, it tested $40.43. So this is why I'm saying if it wants to continue this strong uptrend, you don't want it dipping below that 443. Instead, if it ended up dipping, you'd want it to dip, let's say, around the 460s or even the 470s, so we can look forward to that next move up. But again, if we break through that 21-day EMA, then the next area where we have some support is right here around $39.36, and of course you'd want to see how well that would hold up. So let's see how the stock performs going into tomorrow. So we're going to take a look at the short interest information for Lucid. So for the dark pool short volume ratio, it is at 50.84%, and then for the dark pool short volume, it is at 19.78 million shares, just a little bit over. And then when we take a look at our short shares availability, 12 minutes ago it was 0, and then for the short borrow fee rate, it is currently not available. And then when we take a look now at the history of the short volume, you can see for the close of January the 6th, it was at 57.36, and then for the close of the 7th, it was at 50.84. So one thing that is very clear, Lucid does continue to have short squeeze potential, and it's part of the reasons why we see very volatile moves in price action. And if you are a trader, you could play this in both directions. So now let's go into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for Lucid. So we can see here on the inflow, it was at 379, and then on the outflow, it was 403. So we had an outflow day. Taking a look at the breakdown on the large, it was 7.72. On the medium, it was 189. Then on the small, it was 182. 42. And then on the outflow side on the large, it was 12.68. On the medium, it was 200. And then on the small, it was 190. Taking a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you could see for today it being negative 4.96 million in regards to outflows. Analyzing the numbers even further for the small scale orders that tends to represent the retail side, we had more selling than we had buying. And then we take a look at what happened on the medium. We had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at what happened on the large, which potentially could represent institutions, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 2.69%. So this is a consistent range for Lucid, but one thing that is very clear, there's a lot of trading behavior inside of the stock. You can see we had a good amount of volume overall on the day, and it did show a lot of strength, especially when the markets were very choppy and they were pulling back. Lucid was holding its own. So these are one of the reasons why, as far as how this week progresses, it's going to be very interesting to see what the price action looks like. So let's get into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for Lucid, here's a few things that I want to go over. In my previous videos, I was telling you guys that $40 was a resistance level and also at 42.50. Now you can see we were able to actually pass these levels and make moves touching the $43 range. Of course, we do have resistance in these areas, but one thing that is very clear, passing $43, making that move to 44, then this stock could easily get to 45 and it can get there very quickly. Now, as far as for the bearish case scenario, you'd want to see if it will break through the $40 level. Breaking through that $40 level will send it into the low $39 area, and if there's weakness there, then we can see this stock going down to 37. For myself, I love trading off of the fluctuation in Lucid, but I also do have some long-term options, which are $40 puts that expire at the end of the month. Because as you know already, and if you don't know, we do have the lockup expiration. So there's going to be a lot of volatility going into January the 19th. So this is not too far away. So if you're looking to actually trade off of Lucid, look for an opportunity that is right for you when you're taking a look at the price action for yourself. And when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it still continues to have short squeeze potential. And these are part of the reasons why we see a lot of volatility inside of this stock. But like I always say, it does provide opportunities. So you want to do your homework, do your due diligence, and pay attention to how the stock is moving, especially when we're seeing the current performance of the overall market. If the market is going down and it's getting beaten up and you see a stock that continues to run up, that tells us right away there is demand and it's worth keeping an eye on. So let's see how Lucid performs for the rest of the week, but in regards to the technicals, it does look really strong. So I hope you enjoyed this video and we'll be talking real soon.